Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with my co-host James Mason, where our goal every day is to bring you insights and ideas into your daily trading activities. Good morning, James. How you doing?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Looks like you got a little sunshine action going on there in South Carolina.
No, I just opened up my blinds.
There's no sunshine out there?
And I'm not in South Carolina right now. No, I just opened up my blinds. I mean, I usually don't have my blinds open.
All right. If people take a moment and hit the like button and tell us where you're from. I'd like to see where you guys are located. See where we are around the world.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, all right. Dow futures are currently down. Let me just go and share my charts. Dow futures are currently down 54 points. S&P 500 is down 7.5 points. And take a zoom out a little bit on this 5-minute chart. So we can see this S&P 500 just fall off the cliff right here. And we are in this little range, this little channel, holding some support. So what we need to watch out for today is either the market getting extremely choppy, or we need to watch out for that little fake out. I'm personally feeling that today's market is going to bounce and go green. But I mean, at the end of the day, we don't ever know. So just looking at this 5-minute chart right here, I mean, we do have that range of support with the S&P 500, and with this current setup and the way it's holding up at this moment, I am expecting that bullish bounce at the bell, and we'll have to see what it does after that. So we'll take a peek at the daily chart right here. We can see how it's coming down. Now, if we do get this little bullish bounce, we'll need to see what it does, how it responds to that non-EMA, that white line right there. And if we can stay under that EMA, this thing should roll over and just start to unload itself over the days and weeks to come. I mean, you guys know me, and you know how bearish I am on the overall market. But hey, what can you do when the Fed keeps propping it up? So we'll just have to play it by ear, see what the Fed does. And really, we're just at the mercy of them.
Well, pretty confident that Jerome Powell watches our show, and he does things to make you look bad.
Yeah, he's like, oh, James said we're going to be bullish today. Watch this rug pull.
Watch this.
All right. So, Todd, what do we have?
We got 3 things we're going to chat about. Number one is, guess who's back on the radar? GameStop. GameStop. They announced that they want to get into the crypto business and the NFT business. And yesterday they had a run. They had a run late in the day, and then they had an after-hours run. So,
all right. So, you guys all know, based off of the past shows and just alerts and whatnot, that I've been pretty critical over GameStop. Now, with the whole short squeeze stuff that was going on, way back in the day, and I mean, if you want to get real, we were riding these pops back then. And the TTBB, I mean, it was alerting it. The TTBB actually has been right on GameStop, every single alert. So overall, I mean, everybody kept screaming that it was going to go to 1,000. And of course, all of us, we were just like, no, it's not going to 1,000. Let's do some simple math, everybody. And it didn't go to 1,000. Surprise, surprise.
Shocker.
But there's definitely wide ranges here in GameStop that we can make money in both directions. Now, we obviously know that there is some manipulation, but if you look at the SEC reports based off of the buying and selling, the true buying and selling, there actually was never a short squeeze in GameStop. That is 100% true. So, what made this push up? Well, it was all the hype on social media and all the money being pushed into this thing. Now, were there hedge funds getting squeezed? Absolutely. They, a couple of them got absolutely destroyed. But I've been pretty critical on GameStop as a whole. And the reason why is their executive leadership. It blew my mind when GameStop pushed all the way up here to the $500 range, and they did not capitalize on that opportunity to sell shares.
Wow. You and I talk about that almost daily.
Yeah. I can't wrap my mind around it. And I mean, they could immediately save their company in that moment, but they end up selling shares later on at a lower price. And I mean, they have enough capital to move on now. But GameStop, one of the reasons why they were literally bankrupt before all of this little bullish push from social media is they lost the ability, or maybe the passion. I don't want to say the ability. They didn't lose the ability. They lost their passion in what they were doing. They lost their passion for their customers, and they were not innovating with the industry, the gaming industry. They wanted to try to keep the old dinosaur fossil being the thing, and everybody had moved on. And also, too, who likes to trade a $40 video game in and only get $2 back? Just saying. So GameStop overall, their business model was just completely dying. The whole brick and mortar store thing was dying with selling physical copies of games. And then there was really no incentive to trade in your good games because you weren't going to get anything from it. Now, since everything has went digital in the gaming industry for the most part, they were pretty much left in the dust. Like I said, they didn't innovate with the industry. But now is their chance. They finally did something smart. And the big thing is whenever they build and launch their NFT marketplace, I feel that if there is anybody in the gaming industry who could do this, especially with everything that has occurred with GameStop, that they could pull it off. Unlike with the other NFT marketplaces like OpenSea.io, if they stay niche specific right here and they focus on gamers, this is where all the gamers will go. They already hold the attention of the masses with the whole GameStop push right here. So they don't have to go out chasing and looking for people. If they stay within their niche and build this marketplace properly to where gamers can actually create and sell their skins for their avatars, weapons, whatever it may be, I feel that GameStop could really turn things around here and completely just revamp their entire business model. I mean, I would foresee them getting out of the gaming industry and focusing on this marketplace as a whole. So that's just my thoughts on GameStop. Now, what I would look for personally before this happens, I mean, right now we're going to catch that FOMO of people trying to jump on this, but we are in a steep downtrend. And as much as people like to say that they're holding on for that short squeeze, some of them might be, but the majority of them ain't. So we can see that we are up a little bit for GameStop. I mean, actually it's a lot, but so 20-some points right here from the close of yesterday, which puts us right up to this resistance. So I'm kind of expecting GameStop to obviously go green because we are gapping up. But with this news, and since there are so many supporters here, I normally would say that this, with this setup, this is that classic setup I always talk about that the bears look for. I know this because whenever I short, that's the setup. And it's one of the best setups ever for shorting. But with this setup here of GameStop and that positive business plan, I can't be bearish on GameStop anymore. I'll just say it. I'm not bearish on GameStop anymore. So if we can hold above this, actually we'll round it up to 160. If we can stay above this 160 range, I am bullish on GameStop. And my first target would be 184. Probably get rejected there, pull back, stay in this channel, And then if it would hold up the break above 184 or 185 the next time, my next target would be 211 after that. Now, once we get that NFT platform, that marketplace out in the market and everything, kind of moving along and get all the tweaks worked out, then we'll just have to reanalyze it and come up with more of a game plan then. So that's my thoughts on GameStop, ticker GME.
Exciting that they're finding a way to pivot in the marketplace like that. And stock prices is reflecting that. Let's take a look at ticker ABSI. ABSI.
All right. So ABSI, they released some news this morning that they announced a research collaboration with Merck. Now, if we remember the ticker XERS that I pushed out a couple months ago and what we were waiting on, it was essentially the same kind of announcement with Merck as well. So with this announcement, if Merck would decide to move along with their plan, they could potentially get up to $600 million in fees. Do I think they're going to get all $610 million? Absolutely not, because that's just the way it goes. When we're talking about pharmaceutical companies like Merck, they can go to the school dance with anyone. And when you have companies like ABSI, well, they just kind of have to eat crap and wait for Merck to come up to them and dance. So this is their time, their chance to come out here and do something, and we'll see what they can do in the future. But looking at it right here let's go back to the daily chart. So looking right here on the daily chart, we can see that it closed out yesterday at 614. We're currently up almost 50%. So zooming in, that little faint line that you probably can't see, but earlier we was up to this resistance. Now, this is a bearish setup still. Like I was just talking about with GameStop, this is the setup. Strong downtrend. People are begging to get out. I mean, we literally have bag holders up here around $18 who are probably still holding. Guarantee. Now, we see this nice little gap up. People are going to be begging to get out. And Todd, what do we have for volume so far today on this sticker?
We are 16.3 million.
Okay. So that volume is a little light for, really for like a catalyst type of news. So let's just take a quick look at their share structure. So ABSI has 92, we'll round it up to 92.6 million shares outstanding. They have 2.9 million in short interest and a 6.83% short percent of float. So based off that news and based off this setup on the daily chart and looking at the 5-minute chart now, we can see this range in the 5-minute chart. We get that resistance that's heavy up here around that mid $10 range. We have a pre-market high of 1070. What we have to watch out for is this thing getting its little bullish bounce coming up here and it breaking above this. I have it documented at 993, but around this $10 range, we break above that. I mean, we could see that quick pop anywhere from 1020 to 1040. Now, I know a lot of people are just going to be like, oh, 10, 20 cents. I get it, guys. Everybody's wanting to hit a home run, but that's not how the stock market works. So those trades add up. Now, I would watch out for the bears coming in right here. But Todd, what were we talking about this morning about like short locates and everything?
Well, it's under SSR, so it's a little more challenging to short. You just can't slam the bid to short. You have to go in on the ask. So if it's going in a parabolic move or doing a fall, it's hard to get in. So it makes it a little more challenging, which I think helps it be a long opportunity more than a short opportunity.
Yeah, I do have to agree with that. If we can, let's see. if this thing can get above, we'll just say $10 right here before the bell, get above $10 and actually hold there, I'd say for the first 10, 15 minutes without dropping below 10. I feel like we could actually have a decent little push up, especially if we break above 1040. If we break above 1040, then we technically should have some nice range up to about 1150. Now, I did draw a line right here at 1264, and the reason why I did that was I just took the total amount of that potential deal of with that total of $610 million and just divided it by their amount of outstanding shares, and adding that, basically the breakdown of what that would mean for the PPS value. That PPS value with no other catalyst involved would give it a fair market value of 1264. Now that would be in the context of if they got $610 million right now. Now we know that's not the case. This is potential. So they haven't even got anything yet. So these little news articles, they're really just day trading opportunities. We don't have anything official yet, but depending on how this holds up, if we can push this up, I mean, with what I just said, we do have roughly 12 minutes, and that's a big move that we need to make from 926 to over 10 and hold it for the first 10 minutes. If it doesn't,
it started to move. It actually hit 994 a little after 9 o'clock, and then it started to come down. And if you look at, let me see here. If you look at GameStop started making a move right after 9 also, and had a big candle at that big candle at 910. So I wonder if a lot of the retail traders just switch charts because GameStop made a push right there, and ABSI took a little dip.
That's honestly the theory that I would have to go with. All eyes are going to be on GameStop. So
yeah,
that's just my opinion. So this is what I'm expecting to see set up in ABSI, and that is it come up here, kind of stun its little run with this resistance in this range, and then die off. Now, if we see that volume, decreasing, then we know it's dead. It's going to end up bleeding out. All right, on to the next one.
Yeah, the last one on our list today was
DWAC.
Digital World.
All right, so this is the ticker for the Truth Social. I believe that's what it's called. Former President Trump's social network platform. I'm not sure if they're going to do a ticker change in the future or whatever it's going to be, but this little SPAC right here is currently what they're running out of. So ticker DWAC. I think we have roughly 30 million shares outstanding, and there's a lot of FOMO behind this one. Now, we can obviously see that, Todd, what do we have for pre-market volume? We can see that the volume is actually kind of low.
500,000 shares. It is low.
Yeah. So yesterday it closed out at $60.27, and we have already pulled back almost 4 points from yesterday's close. Now, if we do get this spike right here, I will expect there to be resistance around 66.31. But until then, really 66.31 is actually my breakout point. So if we could come up here, and we would have to break above 66.31 to see that momentum, and I will show you on the chart the why. So if we look back here, this date is very important. So this is, we had a strong push up, but there was so much buying here. And I believe that there are actually a lot of people still holding these shares from this date. And I mean, while we did pull back, it wasn't too crazy of a pullback. It wasn't. I was actually expecting DWAC after this. This is what you call short squeeze right here. after this short squeeze up to 175 happened, I was actually expecting this thing to break down and just for real die off. But it seemed to have held up. Now, this range right here, breaking above this high at 66.31, that's going to be very critical. If we do break above that and it can actually hold, then my next target price will be 86.96. So when looking at everything that's transpiring here in DWAC, and what was the release date for that platform? Okay, you got it up.
I think it's February 26th, late February. They're announcing that platform to go off.
All right.
Which is crazy that they could launch a social media platform of quality in that short of a window.
That's actually what I was going to bring up next. Whether you love former President Trump or you absolutely hate him, it doesn't matter, because this is a stock market and we're all here to make money. And that's how you need to only view this as. If you're entering a trade based off of emotions, the worst trade you could probably enter off of based on emotions is one that's based off of political emotions.
Absolutely.
That is probably the worst emotional trade you could take, in my opinion. So we just have to play this one by the charts, guys. And what Todd just said, we spoke about this pre-market. I have a hard time really seeing that they're going to come out with anything solid for a social network platform. I have a feeling that they're pretty much just going to use some kind of, social network SDK or UI kit, and literally a white label job on something and push it out. And when the masses jump on it at once, because there will be a lot of FOMO jumping onto their app that first day, I won't be surprised if it doesn't crash. So we'll just have to see what happens as we get closer to their release date. But overall, I've only heard of a few people who are actually going to be a part of the leadership team, and I have yet to hear of anybody who has a strong background in social networking. So, especially like for development. We will have to see on this. So that is ticker DWAC.
All right, we're less than 6 minutes to the market. We went a little long-winded. We knew we might. We had 3 good topics today. Let's go say hi to some of the comments.
So good morning, everybody in the comments.
S. John, appreciate your info and sharing all the information that you dig up and put out there for us. That's great.
Let's see what we got. So Brian James actually had a good comment talking about, he asked, any idea? Let me mark it. All right.
We should talk about that tomorrow, Monday. We should add that to our list.
Yeah, let's do that. Actually, we'll give everybody some food for thought. So Brian James writes, any idea where all the money is going from the NASDAQ? If billions and billions are leaving, but no exchange is growing, then, then are people going cash? That's a great topic. Interesting question. So that will actually make for a good topic on Monday, and we will address that one. So other than that, let's see. Let me just skim the comments one more time.
We have a lot of people from Florida. I didn't realize how many on this show listening. Quite a few from Florida. One Mark from Ottawa, Canada, nice. A couple local Michiganders, nice. Jessica in Lake Effect.
All right. So yeah, that's all I have for today, Todd. Do you have anything else?
No, it's the last day of the trading week for the first week of the year. Be smart. I hope you had a good week so far. Protect your capital. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you Monday.
All right, everybody. So take care, trade smart, and we will catch y'all later.